Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Yes, I'm in the same outfit as my last video because honestly, it's the same day and I just can't be bothered to change my clothes. I don't know about you, but like I am tired and I've had a lot of work to do and I don't have that many shirts that fit me at this point. So this is where I'm at. All right, let's talk about what books I want to read in November. So I'm going to give you just kind of why I want to read this book, what I already know about this book, and I'm going to guess how many stars I'm going to give this book. So I am, of course, finishing The Count of Monte Cristo. We talked about that last time. I have already talked about that many times in TBR videos, but it is still on the list. Next is Days of Blood and Starlight. That has been on the list for a long time. I've made it this far, like 150 pages in. I think this is the sequel to Daughter of Smoke and Bone. It's the second, and then there's a third one as well. I'm on page 139, and I'm going to finish this book. This is the very next one I'm going to start like today, so I'm going to work on it, I promise. Okay, all the rest of the books that I want to read in November are young adult books, because we've got in so many books for school, new books, and for the library, and I just really, really want to catch up on some of them and be able to talk to kids about them at school. I'm actually working virtually, but in general, I'd like to be able to talk to people about them. So I've picked out 6 young adult books, and I'm hoping that they'll be faster to read. I see all these booktubers who can read these books like so quickly, and I'm thinking one reason that they do that and that they can get through so many is a lot of times they are young adult books and they're fast. They're only like 300 pages. And I'm reading these like last time I read Middle Game, it was like 525 pages and the font was small. There was a lot of words per page. So I'm thinking these young adult books, maybe I can get through a little bit faster. Maybe I can read more books this month. So I've got a stack of 6. They are almost all fantasy, except, no, I lied. 4 are fantasy, 1 is mystery, and 1 is sci-fi. So I'm branching out a little bit because normally I read all fantasy. So we're going to go a little bit different. Some of these books you have seen before when I've talked about them on my unboxing video. I think one that you may not have seen, I don't know. We'll get to it here in a minute. But I definitely want to read this Rebel Wing book. This was one that I just did the unboxing for not too long ago. Basically, it sounds like it's about a girl, which she's literally wearing like this little skirt and everything. And she looks like a schoolgirl. And she has to learn how to pilot this robotic dragon to help save her country. Her government needs her to help her. And she has some sort of bond where the dragon has imprinted with her. And therefore, she's the only one that can do this. And she has to learn how to fly it to protect her country from an invading threat or war or whatever. And my husband, who watches some anime, says that this sounds exactly like an anime premise. So I'm just kind of intrigued. It's pretty short. It just sounds cool. I'm going to give it a shot. Okay, next I'm going to try a mystery novel. So I don't usually read very much mystery, but this book is called Solstice, and it's basically like that fire festival thing, if that's what it was called, something like that, where the musicians it was going to be a whole big thing and everybody was going to get together and it was going to be awesome. And turns out they didn't have like any food or like water or whatever. And it was terrible. It like went downhill, that like the real life festival. I feel like this is based on that, but then it turns into a mystery. It's also really short. Let's see. Oh, I realized I'm not telling you why I want to read them or predicting. I'm just going to not do that this time. I feel like each one of these, it's like, I want to read it because it's a young adult book and it is for the library. So I can talk to kids about it and they sound cool. Okay, so Tropical Island Music Festival turns into a deadly nightmare in this comic thriller. And so everybody goes on vacation to what seems like this luxurious island paradise thing, but there's not enough porta potties, there's no food, nowhere to stay. The festival's trending on social media for all the wrong reasons, and then suddenly the first dead body washes up on the beach. So it's like that, the premise of that festival, the fire festival thing, but then I guess it's also going to be a mystery, but it also says it's funny. So I'm really intrigued and I want to try this one. So I'm not going to lie, the next one I don't know anything about, except I hear it all the time on YouTube. Daughter. Is that a thing that people talk about, I feel like, I'm not even telling you the authors of this. Man, I'm just really slacking today. Savita Thakrar. Okay, I can't pronounce that, but there it is. Okay, so Daughter. All I know is that it's a fantasy that is talked about all the time on BookTube. And I know that it's gotten some pretty mixed reviews. So I'm just going to give it a try. Apparently, these people are like stars or something. Her 17th birthday is drawing near and the pull from the sky is growing stronger. So her name is Sheetal. She loses control and a flare of starfire burns her human father, an injury only a full star's blood can heal. She has no choice but to answer the star song and ascend to the sky. But her celestial family has summoned her for a reason, to act as their human champion in a competition to decide the next ruling house of the heavens. Desperate to save her father, Sheetal agrees, but nothing could have prepared her to face the star's dark history or the forces that are working to shut the gate between the realms for good. So to me, this is going to be like kind of one of those, like I tried Timekeeper, things like that I bet I'm just going to predict the writing style is not going to be that great. And if it's not, then I will definitely put this book down. But I mean, the premise sounds cool, but they all do, don't they? Like the premise just always sounds good. Okay, it says that the author is a part-time Nagini. I don't know what that is, except that it's the snake from Harry Potter. And full-time believer in magic. Okay, so I'm already intrigued by that. So I'm going to give it a shot and we'll see if I make it through it. So all the rest of these books are fantasy books, by the way. The next one is Scavenge the Stars. I hear this one a lot on BookTube as well. This is actually a retelling of The Count of Monte Cristo, and I'm currently reading The Count of Monte Cristo, so I thought, well, there we go. Actually, though, maybe I shouldn't read this one yet. Ooh, maybe I should finish Count of Monte Cristo first. You know what? I lied. Nope, going off the list. Let's be real, there's no way I would have had time to read that anyway. So, Seven Deadly Shadows. I had never heard of this before that I received it in the mail. I don't think I've ever heard anybody on BookTube talk about it, but it sounds awesome. It's by two authors, Courtney Alameda and Valen E. Maitani. I cannot say these names. I'm so sorry. Okay. On the back, it says, no matter how much I try to put the words out of my mind, they keep playing themselves over and over again. I don't think you're the girl you pretend to be. What sort of creature are you? Who are you, Kira Fujikawa? And so she is bullied by her peers, ignored by her parents. The only place she feels at home is her grandfather's Shinto shrine, where she is training to be a priestess. But her life is shattered one night when her family shrine is attacked by a vicious band of yokai demons. With the help of Shiro, the shrine's gorgeous half-fox, half-boy kitsune, that sounds awesome. Kira discovers that her shrine harbors an ancient artifact of great power, one the yokai and their demon lord, Shuten Doji, will use to bring an everlasting darkness upon the world. So she's going to enlist the help of 7 ruthless Shinigami, death gods, which I remember that from Death Note, to help her stop the destruction of humankind. But some of the death gods aren't everything they initially seemed, nor as loyal to Kira's cause as they first appeared. So war is drawing near. She realizes that if this likely band of heroes is going to survive, they're going to have to learn to work together, confront their demons, and rise as one to face the army of unimaginable evil. Dun, dun, dun. This sounds awesome. This might be the one I'm the most excited about, honestly, of all of them. And it's probably the one that, maybe I'll just start this one next because it does sound like the best one. And the last book I have on my TBR is Forest of Souls by somebody Lee. I hate this. They always put stickers right where the... Lori M. Lee. There we go. This is the one I told you about before that I was actually very excited about. It was one of the ones I said I was most excited for in all of the rest of the year when I did my mid-year kind of wrap-up video there. So she has no family. She is basically a shadow. It says, after years of training to become the queen's next royal spy, Saoirse, I think maybe is how you say it. Her plans are derailed when shamans attack and they kill her best friend. And then somehow she restores her friend to life. So she is unveiled as the first soul guide in living memory. She's summoned to the domain of the Spider King. I like that these all sound very like kind of based on myth, like ancient or like mythology, just like the last one did. So I'm intrigued by that for sure. For centuries, he has used his influence over the Dead Wood, an ancient forest possessed by souls, to enforce peace between the kingdoms. Now with the trees growing wild and untamed, only a soul guide can restrain them. As war looms, Saoirse must master her newly awakened abilities before the trees shatter the brittle peace, or worse, claim her friend, the friend that she would die for. So I'm definitely intrigued by that as well. I'm really trying to branch out and read some things I wouldn't normally pick. I mean, yeah, it's still fantasy, but I don't think normally I would read some of these. So I'm definitely intrigued by this one as well. So those are all the books I hope to get to in November. Will I get to them all? I mean, let's be real, probably not. You've seen how my wrap-up videos go. I'll be like, oh, I read one of these books. But we're going to hope for the best. You know, might as well think optimistically here. I mean, there is Thanksgiving break. We do get a whole week off now for Thanksgiving break so that the building can be deep cleaned and all that at school. So maybe I'll have some reading time on Thanksgiving break. We're just trying to get this stuff ready for the baby, honestly, right now. The nursery is coming along. We got to make a registry. I mean, it's going to be a process. I hope you enjoyed this video though, and let me know if you have read any of these books. And if you have, did you like them? Would you recommend that I start with one of these over the others? I'll probably start with that 7 Deadly Shadows one just because that sounds like the coolest. But let me know what you guys think, and I will talk to you later. Bye!